Hi water signs, and welcome to your tarot love messages. In today's reading we're going to take a look and see when will your person break their silence. Okay, so I guess this reading is more so aimed at those who are going through a no contact, no communication period, or even if you guys are communicating or in contact with one another, things are a little bit awkward, things are a little bit uncomfortable. So we want to know if there's going to be an energy shift, if they'll be contacting or communicating with you in the future. If so, when, how might that happen? There is going to be a part to this reading as well, guys, and in part 2 of the reading we're just going to follow on with the messages and hopefully dive into the messages in a little bit more detail here. And the extension part of the reading is going to be made available to you via the extension link, which is going to be listed below the video here. Also, for those of you after a personalized tarot reading with myself, please feel free to reach out and inquire. My email address is also going to be listed below the video. Otherwise, guys, let's go ahead, give the cards a shuffle, and let's see when will your person be breaking their silence. What is it that they have to say to you? Will they be breaking their silence? I just want to know what's the reason for their behavior recently. Okay, Temperance, but it's come up in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, you've got 3 knights here so far. Ace of Cups, and that one just sort of flew out. Bottom of the deck, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is rather interesting because this is the card that crowns the reading. Wheel of Fortune is a reminder that everything that you're experiencing, okay, is all interwoven into your destiny. So even if things aren't necessarily unfolding in the way that you want, okay, or in the way that you desire here, it is unfolding according to divine intervention and according to the universe's timeline, even if it's not happening in your timeline here. So everything, that you're experiencing right now, both the good and the bad, the turmoil, the turbulency, the challenges, this is all meant for you, okay? Because at the end of the day, it isn't weakening you, it's strengthening you. And even if you are going through something uncomfortable right now, it's for a reason. Maybe the universe here wants you to take a closer look at your situation and the person that you're dealing with, okay? Maybe the universe wants to redirect your path or redirect put you in a whole new direction. Okay, so just remember that everything is for a purpose. It's not coincidental. There is no such thing as coincidences, and if you want to call it that, maybe call it meaningful coincidences, because it's all happening for a reason. Okay, your person's energy is, well, you know what, I'm picking up a lot of inconsistencies. Okay, you've got the Knight of Cups, you've got the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. All 3 knights exude a very different kind of energy. I mean, they all couldn't be, any more different from each other here. And I feel like there is a lot of inconsistencies in your person's energy. So much so that I feel like the reason for this, or the explanation for this, is that your person is inconsistent with what they say or what they do, which is a reflection of them being unsure, okay? Unsure about you, unsure about their intentions with this connection, unsure about your current situation. So this person is just not 100% sure on you. They're they're not 100% sure on their feelings. There's something here going on with them. They could be going through some personal things which are in turn really impacting your relationship and your connection with this person. They're also, I mean, it could have something to do with their character. I'm picking up they're so inconsistent. One minute they're really forward, they're really into you. One day they're coming across as really hot, and the next day they're cold. They're acting distant, almost as if they were a stranger or someone foreign to you. So very inconsistent, and it's almost like there's like a dual nature to their energy as well, which I feel like is adding further complexity to what already is a complex situation. They could also suffer from, I'm picking up maybe even multiple or like split personalities. That's the other thing that's coming up here. Because I just feel like there's just such an inconsistency in the energies. Okay, so what's going on, what's going on with them and the silence here? Okay, I'm seeing that your person here is keeping a lot of their emotions to themselves, okay? And I feel like there's a whole range of emotions. I am picking up like anger, resentment, hurt, uncertainty here. And keeping silent, okay, isn't going to mean that those emotions are going to dissipate. In fact, the opposite happens, right? The relationship suffers and they suffer, everyone who's involved suffers, right? But to me, it feels like I don't think they get it. I don't think that they get silencing themselves or even, not communicating, not talking to you is contributing to the very thing that they're trying to avoid here, which is at the end of the day, something emotional and something internal. So your person might feel very hurt, angry, or upset by something that either you've said or you've done, but instead of letting you know how they feel, they don't want to come across as vulnerable, okay? That's going to make them feel vulnerable, and they are keeping those feelings inside, or they're withholding those feelings from you. I also feel like it's a little, the silent treatment here, the cold shoulder, ignoring you, these kinds of, these are the signs of a kind of silence that is hurtful to everyone involved. And I feel like this person, is in emotional pain. And because they're in pain themselves, it may have something to do with something you've said or done, or with a current experience, or that you guys been through together, okay, some sort of challenges in the relationship. Or it could also have something to do with an emotional trauma that has surfaced, and some emotional buttons that have been pushed recently. And what happens is this person is now going through a lot of emotional pain themselves, and they're lashing out in anger, in hurt. Even though you might not have hurt them directly, I feel like this is their way of lashing out. I do see this person breaking the silence. I do see this person communicating with you again. But the other thing that I see is that it's very likely, if you take a closer look at the Wheel of Fortune, and beneath that the Two of Pentacles and then the Three of Pentacles, I mean, what do you notice? I notice patterns. Notice there's a pattern here on the Wheel of Fortune. There's a pattern here on the Pentacles, the star etched on the Pentacles. So, and also the infinity loop, something going around and around in circles. The Wheel of Fortune, the very nature of it is very cyclical, isn't it? So yes, they will be back. Yes, they will break their silence. But if whatever it is that's causing this person the emotional pain and the hurt, if that's not being addressed, then unfortunately they will repeat out those emotional or behavioral patterns. So, it's not enough for them just to break the silence and talk to you when they're really sweeping whatever the issue is under the rug. They're not wanting to talk to you because they are scared of becoming vulnerable. They're scared of being judged. Maybe they feel like they've tried to talk to you in the past and they feel a little bit understood. But I feel like, the problem is going to escalate. So as long as they keep sweeping it under the rug or pretending like it's not there, it's going to be a bigger problem than it started out to be. So it's important for this person to speak to you honestly. So, them speaking to you, them contacting you, breaking the silence, that's one thing, okay? But it's a different story if they were to approach the situation and be willing to honestly, talk to you about how they feel, and without necessarily putting the blame on you. So, and to me, from what I can see, there is this, in the past, they've given you the silent treatment, or if it's not you, I can see that there's connecting energies around this person whom they've given a silent treatment. I feel like the better alternative for this person would be, to admit to you that they're feeling hurt, or they want some time, they want some space. Instead, they withdraw. And, which then leaves you to feel very confused and very disappointed about what has happened. And you even start personalizing, was it something you've said? Was it something you've done? And it may not have been, but without any information, any contact, you know, it can be really hard to understand what's really going on. So I do feel like this person is breaking their silence. We'll explore in part 2 of this reading when exactly that might happen and what is it that might say. I mean, I feel like for a lot of you, you guys have been here before, or if you don't be careful, okay, and if you don't approach the situation with honesty, I feel like it's very likely that you'll end up here again, okay, because this person I see is engaging in patterns and behavior that aren't necessarily healthy, and maybe for one reason or another, you guys are sort of, you know, you're doing this song and dance together as well. I mean, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this person's energy is very scattered and it's very inconsistent, and I also feel like, you know, this person is struggling to understand. They're trying to treat the symptoms without necessarily treating the roots, okay? And you can treat the symptoms and, you know, it might be good for a while, but if you don't get down to the bottom and treat the root of it all, it's just going to keep reoccurring again and again and again. I see that you're confused, and I see that you're expecting to talk, or you're expecting to hear from this person, and I feel like this person does it. They disappear, they withdraw, they ghost you, they come back, and if you don't hold them accountable, okay, and if they don't take any personal responsibility, that's when this is going to escalate. That's when this is going to become much bigger, much more of a bigger problem, okay? In part 2 of the reading, we're going to explore the messages in more detail and see, you know, how and when will they contact you, and if they will be the first one to break the silence. I do see communication, and I do feel like it's from their end, but, you know, the other thing is I feel like it's going to be when it's convenient for them. So when, you know, it's going to be on their terms, in other words, right? You know, so they'll start speaking or they'll start responding when they feel like talking. And again, you know, I feel like that's quite selfish of them. Okay, they're coming across as a little bit self-absorbed or self-centered, and you have to be careful not to feed into that, right? And I am getting a bit of an egotistical kind of energy as well here. Okay guys, so follow me to part 2 of the reading via the extension link below. Thank you guys for your time, your attention and energy. Please show your support by liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. Bye!